Good morning, pregame crew. It is Thursday, June 9th, 2022, 8:20 a.m. Eastern, 6:20 a.m. Mountain Time. I'm Chart Gal Lori. You're at the pregame show. This is a stock market preparation show to get you ready for the trading day. If you're tuning in later in the day, you may want to fast forward till this says 6:30 down here. That's where I'll get started with the indices, commodities, crypto, movers and shakers of the day. Between now and then, I'll take a few chart requests and I'm just going to do a little housekeeping. Welcome people in the room. Just come in, take a seat, get comfortable, chat amongst yourselves. Good morning, Night Truck, Trainman Dan, Maria, Amira, Asia, Buenos Dias. Hi, Greg, Topher. Hey, Matthew, Robert. Bonjour. Hey, Kurt Cookie. Colby, good morning. How are y'all doing? Amazon is always on my list, but I will cover it now as well. Amazon's bearish. We have a daily inside bar, resistance 12375. That sounds funny, 12375. Support 12075. And here's I finally typed it out to make it simple for myself this morning. As long as we're below hourly EMAs, I'm bearish. And that way it just keeps it simple for me. Look at this 4-hour EMA bear cross attempting to fire. If that fires, I may enter a bearish swing on Amazon. We have sold the news, the split news. It ran into the split and now we are, I wouldn't say selling off, but we're definitely sideways to down. So I am bearish where we are in Amazon right here, right now. Chris, good morning to you, and thank you for being here. I appreciate you, and I love what I do. Hey, Max and Dan, how are you? Everybody doing good? By the way, this is who I am, Chart Gal Lori. Chart Gal Lori. We have a somebody, oh gosh, look here at this fake Twitter account. She has 5,356 followers. She's doing way better than me. That's not me. This is me, Chart Gal Lori. I will never DM you and ask you for anything. And for that matter, no one from Chart Guys, none of the Chart Guys or gals will ever DM you and ask you for anything. We won't trade for you. We're not going to ask you for money. We're not going to message you and do that. So if someone's doing that, it is fake. I'm the right one. I am the right one. I think the accent kind of gives it away. I'm the right one. Being out here in the public, well, it's not public eye. Well, I guess it is a little bit, but putting my technical analysis out there every morning and then people constantly, well, you were wrong about this. Well, maybe you were wrong about that. That's trading. And if you can't accept that, you're going to have a problem trading. Trading is not 100%, here's the forecast, this is what it's going to be. You have high probability setups, but it's just like in a casino when they flip a card on blackjack. Do they know it's going to be an ace? No, they don't know. So we line up probabilities in our favor. I am well, Dan. Thank you. 2-year, 52 high. Yeah, the 2-year and the 10-year. Yep, the 10-year is going nuts. We started looking at it way back here. Do y'all remember when we were drawing this back here? In October, it was up 1,275% back in March. Now look at it. Kind of gone sideways, but it's back up testing that 2.857 area. I was Dynamite. I was telling you about hot local singles. Well, look at me. I am just full of all kinds of great information, huh? Good morning, Derek. And I'm assuming y'all can hear me because we're talking about what I just talked about. So yeah, you can hear me. Hey, Costco executive member. That is the best name. I love that name. He's a TCG, he or she, I don't know which, is a TCG member. Good morning, Derek. Hey, Gil. I have time for a few chart requests. Just a joke. Okay. Hey, CN, I think someone asked Dan about moving averages yesterday on the Crypto Live show. He uses them as a visual guide, but he does care about them. I'm sorry if whatever he said, you took it as if he cares nothing for moving averages, because that's not accurate. Dan uses the 12 and 26 EMAs, and I use the 8 and 21 EMAs. By the way, if you're interested in my chart setup, you can click on the link below in the video description to get a PDF explanation of my chart setup. I use the 8 and 21 EMAs because they're part of the Fibonacci math series, and I'm an options trader primarily, so I'm always looking for that faster signal. So that's why I used a shorter term time frame versus the 12 and 26, but either one work. And I also use the simple moving averages, the 50 and the 200. And those can be algorithmic sensitive moving averages. And when they get hit, sometimes those algos can turn on. But Dan primarily is concerned about price action, and so am I. Price action is king, queen, prince, and princess. If we're going to talk about like those tertiary level important things, I would say moving averages are down there. But price action is number one. Price patterns are below that. Everything, volume, RSI, everything is below price action. Because the truth is, you could trade with just a line showing you price action and nothing else on the screen. And you could trade successfully just doing price action. Hey, Abram, Bobby. Nope. Hey, Lisa. Oh, no problem, CN. No problem. And I heard him say something yesterday about moving averages, but I get what you're saying. He will diminish its importance if you're asking him price action versus moving average. And I will say it's not as important as price. BG. Ag. Weekly EQ, higher high, higher low, lower high. We have enough room for higher low compared to 106.58. When's earnings? Earnings, got plenty of time for that. Daily downtrend, we're below the moving averages. Like a 12-hour bear flag. Potential bear flag on the 12-hour and hourly, we're below the 50 MA, rejecting right there, 113.65, 113.45 double top yesterday. So we need to get over 113.65 to change that hourly trend. EAC. I have Bank of America on my list this morning, actually. Did you look ahead, Chris? So I'm looking at this downtrend resistance line on Bank of America, and I like that we have enough room for higher low on the daily. Look at JPM. JPM has enough room. This is actually one of the stronger names in the XLF space. But Bank of America, I like it. I'm looking long today actually for potential rotation into XLF. We need to get over the high of yesterday, 36.11. So I like a pullback buy above 35.52 for a potential hourly higher low. AERC, that was the runner the other day. We're right at this 0.618 retracement from that high after hours. What day was that? Tuesday. So let's get some shorter term resistance. Resistance 924, 959, 1039. Support 836. 15-minute downtrend until the bulls can show up. IGC. I'll get started in 1 minute. This looks good, actually. This looks way different than a lot of the things I'm looking at. We're fighting to get over the daily 50 MA. You have a double top at 1998 and 2001. So you have a double top right there. And next resistance 2034. We need to get over $20. After yesterday's move, you could be on the lookout for a potential 5-minute oversold back burner on BIGC. And Dixie has a potential 12-hour rising wedge. See that bearish rising wedge? We're below that 50 MA. And Dan was watching this 4-hour EQ, which we're breaking bear out of right now. So I wrote in my notes, who's going to blink first, the dollar, Bitcoin, or ES? And it looks like the dollar is blinking first. You're welcome, Chris. Y'all ready to get started? Good morning. This is the pregame show. This is who I am, Chart Gal Lori. Give me a follow on Twitter. Follow this Lori, Chart Gal Lori. You can check us out at chartguys.com. And this is the pregame show. And what I do is we teach technical analysis and I get you ready for the trading day. We look at the indices, commodities, crypto, movers and shakers of the day. I have these notes and my goal is not to read to you because I know we're not in kindergarten, but I take these notes just to keep myself organized. And I copy and paste these notes when I'm done and post them in the Chart Guys chat room for our members. So please don't forget we have CPI numbers tomorrow. So let's back up. Let's get context. We have a monthly inside bar and we are at the 0.618 retrace. So what that means is we have pulled back about 40% from the high of May. So let me say that again. I'm going to just delete all this and show you. Okay, so that is May's range, pretty big range. From the high of May to the low of May, we have retraced and we're right at that 0.618 retracement. So we are inside. What do I tell you all the time about inside ranges? Inside ranges can give you very erratic price action on shorter term time frames. You can have false signals to the upside and to the downside as bulls and bears probe liquidity to the upside and to the downside. We can have erratic price action where you think you're getting a long signal and then it reverses and vice versa. So monthly inside bar. I'm going to delete that. Also, look, weekly inside bar. So we're inside on the weekly. And yesterday we had an inside bar. So we barely broke below the low of yesterday by a few dollars. So I would say we're still inside yesterday's range. So monthly inside bar, weekly inside bar, and then yesterday we had a daily inside bar. That creates super tightening ranges. We have volatility incoming. Volatility is incoming, but these tightening ranges are difficult to trade within unless you're selling premium. So we had someone post in our options chat room that they're looking at selling an iron condor. I was actually looking at that, but the volatility is incoming. The time for iron condor, in my opinion, was a few days ago when we saw these large ranges. However, we are at 40%. So we are in the middle of last month's range, essentially. So it could work selling premium. On the 4 hour, did we just break? No, we didn't break. No, we didn't break it. So now on any bounce, we're looking for a 4 hour lower high on ES and then tighter we go. And on the hourly, we're coming down here, testing support 410275. And on a bounce, we're looking for an hourly lower high now. NQ, someone asked me about this a few days ago and I didn't see it clearly, but now I do. We have a potential 12-hour diamond bearish reversal pattern. So whoever asked me about that, yeah, you were right. You were just early to call it. But we have a potential 12-hour diamond bearish reversal pattern. Again, patterns don't matter for me as much as price action. Let me go back to ES and give you the key levels. Resistance 4144, support 4102. I'm going to delete, I'm not going to delete that. Resistance 12726, support 12569. RTY, resistance 1905, support 1885. You see how we ran into that hourly 50 MA on RTY? We're losing it on NASDAQ and we've lost it on ES. YM, we're losing it. Support 32816, resistance 33110. We had jobless claims this morning, but that's the same jobless. We get jobless claims every Thursday. Then we have jobs numbers that come out once a month. The ADP ones are non-farm payrolls, but that's different than the jobless claims that we have come out every Thursday. Tomorrow we have the once a month CPI data, and that's going to be important, and that could really impact the market. So maybe all this volatility and tightening is waiting for tomorrow's CPI data. And let's skip to Bitcoin. Look how tight this is. You have resistance at 30679, 30872, 31549, support 2988, 29829. Isn't that a beautiful equilibrium? So again, I'll say it again. Who's going to blink first? Is Bitcoin going to break bear? ES going to break bear? Who's going to break bear first? And is the dollar giving us a heads up right now with that 12-hour rising wedge? Who's going to blink first, essentially? All right, let's go. Hang Seng was down 0.66 overnight. And the DAX is currently down 1%. So I can't really get any clues from those two. If they're up more than 2% or down more than 2%, that can usually give me a clue about the market. But looking at the international markets overnight, I'm not really getting any clues. But I will note that the China Ant IPO was delayed. And so we have a lot of names getting bearishly impacted by that. And that's impacting BABA specifically. And NEO had earnings last night. So Hang Seng was down, China IPO delayed. And then earnings is getting a triple whammy to NIO. All right, Bitcoin, I went over resistance. Okay, so on ETH, your resistance is 1832, 1838, support 1775 and 1770. And I know you're here to get my technical analysis, and a lot of you like for me to predict, and that just gets me in a tough situation, because as soon as I turn the microphone off, more data enters the market and I could possibly change my forecast had I had that information. But I would say right now, things are looking pretty bearish for me on the indices overall. Let's go back to the VIX. VIX, we have this 4-hour tightening range. And you guessed it, a daily inside bar. We have a lot of people pointing out this potential falling wedge on the daily. I just want to share with y'all, this happens so often with VIX, so often. It could break bull, absolutely. And it's set up where it absolutely could break bull, but falling wedges on VIX are less reliable than other patterns because the VIX in general is designed to go down with the built-in decay. Hourly resistance on VIX, 2445, 2472, 2478. And we got that daily double bottom at 2382 and 2374. And thanks to Night Truck, I don't have these pesky alert lines on my charts anymore. You see these little orange things over here? These are my alerts that are set when NASDAQ reaches key levels. So I don't want you to think I've moved away from alerts. Thanks to Night Truck, I don't have to mess up my pretty chart because of it. All right, we talked about VIX, Bitcoin. Okay, let's look at gold. Hey, Judd, good morning. How are ya? Again, if you're interested in my chart setup, you can click on the link below and it'll send you a PDF explanation of everything that's on my chart. We have an hourly downtrend. Here's the story on gold. We're looking for a weekly lower high. Weekly lower high, that's the story. Daily chart has been erratic as we are inside last week's range. Any of y'all taking a shot every time I say the word inside? Resistance 1862, support 1846, and we hit 1845 this morning, and then 1838. Erratic price action on the 4-hour. Zoom out to higher time frame, and guess what? Inside bar. Oil is bullish, period. It's bullish until these bulls give up, and they are showing no signs of giving up. Resistance 12318, support 11944. Nat gas, we have inventory today at 10:30 Eastern, and we have a potential 4-hour bear flag. We had that LNG accident or explosion in Texas. It's crazy how we think fundamentals impact price in a certain way. I had someone tell me with authority a couple weeks ago, when they say they're going to stop oil production, that is bullish. When they say they're going to increase production, that's bearish. The charts are not always logical in the way that you think they are. That's why I never pay attention to inventory reports anymore. Well, of course, I need to know it if I'm trading it because it can impact the price, but sometimes when we have overproduction, it can still impact it bullishly. We just don't know. So you would think an explosion and taking nat gas out of the market because we had an explosion, disrupted pipelines, that would increase price, would actually dumped it. So again, Price is more important than fundamentals to me. Potential 4-hour bear flag. Again, inventory today. You have resistance 851.7, support 812 and 809. Okay, Apple. I went over all of that. And I wrote this: check yourself before you wreck yourself. Trading has no room for ego. I'm noticing as we get newer members in TCG and I get more followers on Twitter, there's lots of ego. People, I'm right, I'm this, pounding the table. There's a lot to be said for people who can successfully trade and be consistently profitable. It takes a certain amount of intelligence to do that. Yeah, you're probably a decently smart person, but you have to be able to check your ego in trading, or it will definitely harm your trading ability. Throw that out there. All right, Queen of the Mountain setup. So my default names every day: Apple. 1 hour EQ is possible. I typed this a couple of hours ago. We were a little bit closer to yesterday's resistance, but an hourly higher low compared to yesterday's low is possible. 14746. You have resistance at 14759 and yesterday's high 14987. Bottom line, I don't have a clear read on Apple. We are just right at those hourly EMAs. I would say if anything bearish, because it actually has a potential 2-hour diamond bearish reversal pattern on it here. But I wouldn't say that it's clear. So I don't have a read on Apple to get clues for the market. Amazon is bearish. As long as we're below these hourly EMAs, I'm bearish Amazon. They have resistance at 12198, 12375, and their next support is down at 120.05 and 114.62. And I said earlier, I will be looking for a potential Amazon bearish swing if we get that 4-hour EMA cross and follow through, and it looks like we are. NVDA is closer to yesterday's low than resistance. Support 185.35. The semis look bearish. They were definitely underperformers yesterday, and they are appearing to underperform this morning as well. Tesla's bullish. Tesla got an upgrade. They had some China production positive news. You have resistance at 753. Then above 753, I would be looking over here at these 770 numbers, then 781, 79263. And your next support, 72416, 72360. And if the market continues to have this bearish overhang, it is not going to benefit Tesla. Tesla has bullish news, but you want bullish news on bullish days so you can get double that tailwind. But you have a tailwind now with the upgrade and the production numbers. You have a tailwind, but now you have a headwind with the overall market being down slightly. So it's just not the best day to have good news. But if the market were to start turning around, get a 5-minute uptrend as step number 1, I would look to go long Tesla. If the market continues to look weak, I would look to short any type of bounce in Amazon. Baba, we're losing the support here of 113 in pre-market. Your next support, 108.75, 107.81. Baba had a killer day. I want to show you this. I wish I would have drawn it earlier. This is not going to be completely accurate, but it's my line, so I can draw it however I want. But we had this major downtrend line on the weekly on Baba, and we're popping out of that. So regardless of this temporary ant IPO, whatever, this is a big, big breakout on Baba. And there will be people looking to buy on pullbacks. So it may be QQQ. What was that level from? That was at 306.33. I set that for this support here, and we're breaking through that on QQQ. Get back to Baba. There's going to be people looking to buy Baba that missed this run up, and it may be first hourly back burner. Maybe that's a good area to look for a potential swing in Baba for possible continuation of this bull break. So RSI, tell me when the hourly RSI gets to 30. Back. Okay, I'm reading all your questions. I'll try to get to all of those at the end. I'm ripping through about 25 charts in 25 minutes, so I need to stay as efficient as I can. So looking at this 4-hour downtrend line on Bank of America. So I wish I would have typed all of these up before I started. So look at Bank of America. We're below the daily 50 MA. We have this 4-hour downtrend line, but we have plenty of room for a daily high or low. So I'm looking for possible rotation into banks, and I would look for a bottom fish against yesterday's low, 35.52. But let's look at the daily. Look at Bank of America. Where are we relative to the daily 50 MA? We're below. Look at JPM. We're above. JPM is an outperformer in XLF. Wells Fargo, we're below. Citi, we're above. Citi's an outperformer. Look at GS. GS, we have a little daily downtrend in GS. It's an underperformer. So I like JPM long. Today, if the market can get a bounce going, I like JPM long because it's above the daily 50 MA, looking for a daily higher low. And we may not get it, but I like a bottom fish against 126.90 on JPM and 35.52 on Bank of America. NIO, bearish. We have the China headwind. I would like to short a bounce on NIO. Okay, did I go through everything? Yes. Okay, what are your requests? VERU. $16.41, $16.37. So we have that double top, which we talked about that yesterday. We have that double top in this weekly EQ. Yesterday at inside bar. I would like it to short a bounce. So I would want to bounce, either shorting 15.36, that would be a riskier stop, or closer to 16.10. Yeah, DKNG had an awesome stellar day. So I love that trade idea. We're getting the 5-minute oversold right now on DKNG and pre-market. So then I'd wait for the 15-minute oversold for a back burner trade. But if the market is bearish, it's not going to help this trade idea. Speaking of trade ideas, did anyone catch CCJ yesterday in our 5-minute back burner setup? That was one heck of a trade idea. Or setup, I should say. We bounced almost 6% from 5-minute oversold. This actually crossed oversold. I got the alert yesterday. And then but it didn't close below 30, but it did cross 30. What didn't I set an alert for like 38 or something? Right here. 30. Yeah, I set for 30. Oh yeah, remember I set it for 38, another one for 38.25 to tell me early, so in case it got front ran. That was a beautiful bounce. So yeah, I like DKNG for a 15-minute back burner trade. If you're a TCG member, you get most of your chart requests answered live 3 times a day in the room. You get to ask any chart that you want us to look at. And then intraday, if you post in the room that you need some help with resistance support or a viewpoint, that's what we're there for. So this show is not for chart requests. I try to cram in as many as I possibly can, but I just want you to know that, our chart guys members, they get their questions answered. I wouldn't say as many as they want, but they get pretty much whatever they need technical analysis wise. Support 68.30 on coin, 67.43. Resistance 70.52. This is a short for me. Daily EMAs overhead, 4-hour EMAs overhead, hourly. This is a great short. Actually, I'm adding that to my list. Okay, a couple more requests. I went over VIX. We have a daily double bottom. XBI. XBI has a daily uptrend, a daily higher high achieved. Hourly is looking weak in pre-market. 72.58 is your key support to hold. Your low of yesterday, 72.02, becomes the level. I would have a hard time shorting this one because of yesterday's bullish action, but I wouldn't want to go long in this market. So this would be a tough one for me to trade today. Welcome. Do you see it? Bearish reversal pattern on game. That looks like a short to me. Top fishing 14185, support 13583. What's the IGC doing? This name, I posted news on it. They had a weed patent for epilepsy yesterday, and that thing ran. That was a crazy, crazy move. You're welcome, Gil. All right, I'm going to wrap it up now. Denzi will be live in the room in 9 minutes. If you want to give me a follow on Chart Gal Lori, that would be great. On Twitter, if you want to hit that like button before you hit the exit door, that'd be great. TCGers, I'll see you in the room. Use stop losses. I don't know if I'd go short CCJ at open. You're coming up on support 2676. Okay, now I'm leaving for real.